What's going on, Jeromes? So Minnesota Fighting Vikings rookie quarterback Jaren Hall unfortunately had to come in for Kirk Cousins, who tore his Achilles, is out for the season. But Vikings fans did get a look at the rookie from BYU, the Mormon Missile. Woo! And Kevin O'Connell, you would think that having a rookie come in late in the game, a game that was still in the balance, that you would just run till Daddy took the T-Bird away. But nah. No. So Jaren Hall was effectively in for 2 drives, minus the kneel downs on the 3rd drive, and he threw the ball. Like he was out there chucking it, slinging it. The game plan didn't necessarily change, and a lot of Vikings fans were wondering why. Because going through the game, the Vikings were up 14-10, and a lot of Vikings fans were wondering why, because the Vikings had a 24-10 lead. There was still 7:15 left. The ball was at the Vikings 10. Now, the Packers offense and Jordan Love had been asked thank you all day. But, it was still close. It was still relatively close. The Vikings' ass was in the jackpot in terms of field position, and some bad things could have happened. And, Kevin O'Connell, instead of run, decided to let Jaren Hall sling it a little bit. They called 4 runs, 5 dropbacks. Jaren Hall did complete 3 out of 4 passes, but on one of the dropbacks on 3rd and 8, no play action, no nothing, just a 3rd and 8 straight up strip sack, and that could have been bad. That could have been very, very bad. Also, on the 2nd drive, he had a boot to the weak side, his left-hand side in the end zone, which, I don't know, I didn't think that Hall was going to go Dan Orlovsky, but that's kind of a big ask for a rookie who doesn't get a lot or didn't get a lot of practice reps, and then whatever. But Hall did have a nice 3rd down conversion to TJ Hawkinson for 16 yards, which is fantastic to see. But the question was, what was going on there? Why was Kevin O'Connell kind of hanging the rookie out to dry and just seeing what he was going to do? Well, he sort of explained himself at a presser on Monday. Kevin Seifert, ESPN, who's not Carl Gershman. Go. Also in here, O'Connell says he had Jaren Hall throw late in Sunday's game when killing time was seemingly the top priority because he knew Cousins' prognosis and wanted to evaluate Hall. 2 steps ahead or reverse engineering of questionable game management, you decide. Now, all right, so if Kevin O'Connell knew that Kirko was, the injury was pretty serious and he wanted to see what Jaren Hall could do, okay, I get it. But also, it's even if Kirk was fully healthy, were you going to use the game script like this? Were you going to throw from your back end, try and get that 1st down, try and get moving, or were you going to try and grind a little bit of clock with 7 minutes left, up 2 touchdowns, play the field position game? I don't know. I feel like maybe Kevin O'Connell got a little excited, but also this seems like a little bit of reverse engineering. Maybe Kevin O'Connell was still in, hey, Kirk Cousins, veteran, playing at MVP level, the guy who had helped us win for the last 5 games. Maybe he was still in that play calling mode, and there were plays that he would be comfortable with Kirk on a straight drop back on 3rd and 8 when he knew that the Packers and Joe Barry was going to bring pressure, or Kirk booting out to his left, naked in the end zone. Maybe he's perfectly fine with that, but I don't know. I actually kind of like if Kevin O'Connell was playing 5D underwater chess here. It's sink or swim. I'm just gonna throw the kid in the deep end of the pool, which frankly would be kind of cool. And Jaren Hall, he actually did okay. Like we said, 3 of 4 for 23 yards, 8.8 quarterback rating. Did have a fumble, but. Part of that was on the offensive line. Part of that was on him having to speed up the internal clock. But, coming in cold, did have a nice 3rd down conversion to TJ, like we said, and overall did okay. Now, the question is going to be, what's the game plan going to be like going forward? Will it be what usually happens with rookie quarterbacks, really dumbed down, really whatever, or is Kevin O'Connell going to let him sling it? Like the Texans have done with C.J. Stroud, like the Titans did with Will Levis, throwing 4 touchdowns in his debut. We'll see. Because odds are Jaren Hall is going to be your quarterback on Sunday against the Atlanta Falcons. And knocking on all the wood, I hope that he maintains that job for the rest of the season and for years to come. I honestly hope that Jaren Hall finds himself a home here. I hope that the Vikings found them a late-round gem, a future franchise quarterback, and frankly, I kind of agree with Kevin O'Connell's approach. Let's find out what the kid has, and let's not have there be any doubt. Either he has it or he doesn't, right? And, sink or swim sort of deal. But I mean, but also it's like, hey, imagine if Kevin O'Connell had just completely blown that game. Like, say the Packers return that fumble for a touchdown, and then Jaren Hall can't move the ball, and then all of a sudden the Packers win it at the end. That would have been rough. On top of losing Kirko, that would have been extremely rough. But your thoughts are thoughts. Kevin O'Connell tries to explain why he had Jaren Hall just throw at the end of the Packers game. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.